Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. These are going to be general messages for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for January 6th through January 12th of 2020. Guys, if these messages don't resonate, please don't try to make them fit. And definitely check your rising Sun, Moon sign, and Venus sign for further confirmations or additional clarity on things. Also, the energies can be flip-flop. I do want to just say that. So we're going to be starting with a few minutes of astrology, and then I'm going to be getting into pulling the cards. If you don't want the astrology part, although I highly recommend you guys hang in for a few minutes, because this is a very important week, and I think it really requires its own few minutes at the head of the video before we get into any of the energies. Okay, but if you don't want to, fast forward until you see me pulling the cards. Okay, let's get right into this. So on January 8th, we have Jupiter conjunct the South Node of Capricorn. And South Node is all about karma. Now, for those of you who aren't really familiar with what the South Node means, North Node means, it's really, the South Node is really trying to acknowledge what is stagnant in your life and what's been past the expiration date. And the North Node is what we need to develop, right, in order for us to achieve inner balance and fulfillment, right? So now this week, this is where the energies are going to be meeting up with our karmic past, where we'll be pushed to look back at our past, the past year, and really ask ourselves what's coming forward with us and what are we detaching from? Where have we been blocking our own victories, our own happiness in relationships, in career, in relationships, any area of your life? Where have we been holding ourselves back? Because Jupiter is really going to help us to tap into our wisdom and to figure out what needs to be implemented, which is nurturing that North Node energy in Cancer to grow us. It's going to help to grow us. And then on the 10th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening at 20 degrees of Cancer. So we're going to have two of these guys. We're going to have one now and then one in the summer. And I'm calling the 6-month space in the middle the 6-month workspace, a space for us to work on and work out whatever needs to end or be transformed or to be focused on in a different way in order for us to move forward. Now, the moon is at home in Cancer. So, we can expect intense energies, but this is not negative. It's not. It's necessary. And this is pushing us to figure out what needs nurturing and cultivating in our lives. And the thing to know, which is really cool about this, is while we're over here figuring out what needs to be changed or transformed or ended, we have something new slipping in our back door that might not be clear to us right away, but it will become clear, okay? And then on the 11th, we have Uranus goes direct, which is all about the boomer and shaker planet, right? That's where surprises hang out and happen. And Uranus has been retrograde since August, okay? So this is all about getting us out of this rut that many of us have been feeling in, and this illuminates where we've been feeling stuck. And he's in Taurus, helping us to see what needs adjusting or changing in our physical 3D world. So there are structures in our lives that just won't work anymore, and it's time to tear them down and innovate or update or change whatever we need to do. But as you do this, Uranus is going to be bringing in these new pentacle energies, right, which can be resources for some of us if it has to do with career, if it has to do with money, but it can also be the other things that pentacles mean, which is about emotional, mental, and physical connections, and where we're just going to be meeting people and getting involved in situations and circumstances that just speak to us on a more connected level, right? It really is in that 3D kind of connected level. Now, on the 11th or 12th, depending on where you live on the planet, we have a very big conjunction going on, guys, and everybody's been talking about it. This Saturn-Pluto conjunction, big energy here on the heels of everything else that I just mentioned. It is life-changing, and it is because this is ending the 34-year cycle that I've been mentioning in my videos, right? Here and there, I've been peppering it throughout, but this is where it happens. So we're leaving this 34-year cycle of what I call like a pentacle energy, right? Because it's really very earth-based, thinking about money and resources and possessions, right? Think about the past 34 years, those of you who are old enough. Think about the stock market and the real estate market and how these things have just like expanded, right? But it's the way we view all of these things is going to be changing. I just think about how divisive the class system has even become, right, in our country. So that's a mundane, astrological perspective, and I don't want to really get into that, but we can apply that even to our personal lives, because now we're going from pentacle energy and we're going into air. And I'm looking at this a little bit differently because they're calling it the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air energy, and we have Uranus in there, which is all about thinking outside the box, doing things differently, and all of this. It does rule technology, right? But then think about what else is air energy, right? Gemini is air energy ruled by Mercury, and that has to do with communication. And think about, Libra energy, which is about, it's ruled by Venus, right? So anything Venusian having to do with how we view relationships, how we view our connections, and even our relationship with money. So we're really going to be changing our perspective on these things in a very deep way, globally and even personally. And we're going to have a lot of help to do this because Pluto is in there transforming, and Saturn is in there making us grow the hell up. Saturn's in there maturing us to help build the strong foundation for the next 34 years. But what I want you guys to also think about is, what did Jupiter help you see in your life that's good? And what do you want to keep with you? The good relationship. Maybe you're in a beautiful relationship, you have an awesome job, or whatever it is, okay? What is it that you want to make even better? Because that's what this energy is. And Uranus is going to be in there to help it become even more solid. So that's really, really good. Great energies, important stuff. I know a lot of people are like, that doesn't sound very positive to me. Well, you know what? Change and growing is never cozy. It's just not cozy. Ask any woman who's had a baby. And I had 2 at one time. So, it's just the ebb and flow of life, my friends. That's it. None of this is good or bad necessarily. It just is. But this is about evolving us to a healthier space so that we can end up in that place where we have the inner balance and that fulfillment, and getting really out of our own way, in situations that simply don't belong on our path. That's it, So let's get a crowning energy for you guys, and then we'll pull a blessing and a challenge for the week. So the blessing is a 10 of Earth, 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. We were just talking about the Pentacle energy. I do like it. Let's get your blessing. Ooh, King of Water. King of Water. It's the King of Cups energy. Nice, nice. And your challenge for the week is the 8 of Air. It's the 8 of Swords, feeling self-imprisoned. Okay, so, well, that could be a challenge for anybody at any time, right? You know what? Let me use these guys for the blessing energy. So the King of Water is a beautiful energy because it's it can represent a person or a situation. So if it's a person that's blessing you, this is somebody who really has it figured out as far as, what's necessary to make a relationship work. Yeah. What does the heart space mean? What's necessary to make it? And really that's everything, right? Understanding healthy communication, being expressive, really understanding that. This could also be a situation where there's something that is entering your life, or that you're realizing you already have in your life, that is really speaking to your heart space. So I do like that. Let me cut. And then we'll get a recent past, where you're at now. Where you're at now. Challenge here. And the outcome. And then we'll pull some qualifiers. Okay. Okay, so in the recent past, I do see that you have this 9 of Swords energy. You are feeling very anxious in this energy in the recent past. This is the 3 a.m. card, really feeling a lot of anxiety. Some of you may have even been in a space of depression, Scorpio, over something. And then we have the 4 of Cups energy. A lot of the signs are getting this in the different decks, no matter how much I shuffle. I do shuffle a lot between readings. The 4 of Cups energy is that checklist card, really figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you in relationship. There's definitely a restlessness here. There's a disappointment in something not working out the way you really wanted it to. So this could be the ending of a relationship or a job, or just something you identifying something just really not working for you in your life. And in the reverse, it just does indicate an exaggeration of those feelings, of this feeling of restlessness. Like you're just really feeling you're ready to go, go, right? But now what I always say with this energy, though, is once you identify why a relationship didn't work, or why a job didn't work out, or isn't working out the way you want, underneath that, you have to have some sort of objective identification of why it is that that thing bothered you in the first place. Why did that quality about that person bother you so deeply? Why did that element of that job bother you so deeply? It may not bother everybody, but it bothers you. And this really does need to be a space of forgiveness for yourself and acceptance more than anything. Forgiveness might sound a little dramatic, but accepting that it's simply who you are and what you need. In a very objective, like non-judgmental way, just say, look, what I want and what I need might not make sense to anyone else, and that's okay, because I'm not anyone else. I'm me. And this is what I'm recognizing here, right? But there is a lot of emotion. There is a lot of restless energy I'm getting from this recent past. Now, right now, you're in this space, this Nine of Cups reverse space. So this is you feeling like you're just not going to get what it is that you ultimately want. And Scorpio, hang in there, okay? For sure. And I feel like you're feeling like that because of this Five of Wands energy, which really is having a battle of the wills. Now, if you're not having this in the 3D with somebody, because you could certainly be, and these energies could have happened already, or they may not happen for another week or two, right? Energies don't know the difference. But the Five of Wands energy in the reverse is having a battle of the wills, where you're like, you guys are poking each other in the dark. You really are. And it's almost like a cyclical kind of unhealthy energy where there's a lot of deflection going on. And the thing is, you're in this space, Scorpio, where you're realizing, like, this is the thing. Like, first of all, you're going to feel like you're not even being heard, okay? If you're having this argument with somebody in the 3D, you're going to feel very, very misunderstood. And you're going to walk away saying, like, what the hell was that? Like, I just had this argument with them. And the main issue isn't even really mine. And so you're walking away with, like, what? Okay? So this is if you're arguing with somebody in the 3D. If this is an internal conflict, this is you really getting yourself in this situation of cyclical thinking. It's like cyclical, going over and over and over something in your mind. And it's, really kind of on the heels of this anxiety here. But it's this trying to make sense of things in your mind regarding this connection, regarding the movement forward of something, right? Because wands are will. Wands are will. Wands are passion. It's passion. It's a want. It's motivation. Right? And it's you going over in your mind, the cyclical of why you should not want something anymore, why you need to be out of something, but it's like over and over in your mind, you trying to remind yourself or convince yourself of why you don't want something. But the fact that we have the Nine of Cups reversed, this tell me that this is something that was very meaningful to you. This is somebody that you love. This was a job that you really had high hopes for. This was something that you really wanted. This is a family connection that you really want to work out. This is something like that, but you recognizing, because if it has to do with an internal conflict, it really does work well with this Four of Cups reverse, where you're in this cyclical thinking, recognizing all that somebody did that was hurtful to you, and you're just really trying to sieve through that. Now, in the challenge of this gift is the Two of Wands reverse. So this is you having a hard time seeing your way forward right now, given all that's going on. But you feel, and this is really, this is in your challenge of the gift, is the Ten of Cups energy. You feeling so like you can taste it. You want that Ten of Cups energy. You want to have that deep communication, that deep connection. You want to be on that path with somebody that you feel is just like your person. Unconditionally, though, there's an unconditional vibe about the Ten of Cups energy, having gone through so much, right? And we do have the King of Water as the gift, right? We have to go back to this. And the Ten of Pentacles is all about reaching that point where you have everything that you need as far as being on the right path. So this is crowning you. So whatever is going on here is so necessary for the Ten of Earth energy to happen. Absolutely. Now the outcome. Page of Cups reverse. Karma. Karma reverse. Page of Cups reverse tells me that somebody is holding back from you. This is a core card, so it can be you or somebody else. But there is a holding back of connection. There's a holding back in the heart space. There's a lack of willingness to move forward in something, you know, and you being very much in a space of recognizing that karma's at play here. You're not really liking it. You're not really liking it. Karma's at play. But you feel like there's something that's not fair that's happening. Something is unfair that's happening. Okay. So the Seven of Cups here is all about just not knowing all the information, right? It's not knowing all the, you don't know everything. You know what's in Five of the Cups, you don't know what's in Two. And then you have the King of Cups. So this is either you or it's because of the core card. So it can be you or somebody else, very in touch with what's necessary for a healthy heart connection. So for you to succeed in the job, for you to succeed in this relationship, you knowing exactly what's necessary. You really want to meet somebody who's of equal ilk to you. And I feel like here with the Knight of Wands, there's such a passion in your belly. There's so much motivation for you to move forward. And you're in a space where you're just not willing to defend yourself anymore. And you're in a place, I feel like you're recognizing that this is just not going to end up being what it is that you want. Whatever you're in right now, you're recognizing that this person is just literally not capable of giving you what it is that you need. But you are very in touch with your water energy here, Scorpio. Absolutely. Yeah. So the Hangman is about you pressing the pause button and you really taking the time to think about everything that you've been going through, everything that's going on, and the Hermit energy. So this is a very passive energy here. The outcome of this is you very much recognizing what's necessary in a healthy relationship or a job that you love, and you climbing inside of yourself to figure all of this out. Some of you may be taking just a little pullback from everybody else in your life, and you're doing some really deep thinking and really deep figuring it out, and you're trying to figure out where have you lacked temperance in your life. This is about, you know, in the reverse, it's just about indicating that not only you not getting what you need, but at the end of the day, that job or that person, they're not getting what they need from you either. Even if you're trying, this is about it just not ever getting to the point of there being equal compromise where everybody's happy, everybody gets what they want. King of Wands. Again, this passion in your belly, this passion in your belly. And you just being very, very conflicted. Okay, I'm getting something. Let me pull a couple more cards here before I interpret that. Okay. So Scorpio, some of you are in a situation actually while you're doing all of this thinking and you're recognizing what needs to change over here, a new opportunity is going to come in. Now this King of Wands can be a new passion that comes in. So this can certainly be somebody new, an intimate partner. This could certainly be a new job offer, but putting you in a space of realizing that you need to make a decision, because this is about taking a minute and being across purposes. So to have the Two of Swords on the heels of having the Hangman and the Hermit energy, this is another pressing the pause button to think things through. Okay, you're really needing to tap into the High Priestess energy though, because I'm getting here it's reversed. So this is telling me that maybe you're not thinking straight, completely long term. You might be a little flippant in your desire to jump on an opportunity, but there is an end of a cycle, and it's like the end of this cycle is making you just want to move forward so much that you might not be looking at something really, really closely enough. Because then we have this Three of Wands energy, and I do get that you are turning your back on something that you've been involved in order to really open up this new path in your life. But my recommendation here is just from these cards is, you know, do what you have to do to turn this High Priestess energy right side up. You're an energetic human being, you have free will. What might you not be seeing? You know, what might you not be seeing while you're across purposes with yourself? But this is actually really it's very positive in the way that it's moving you onto a path that's more true for you. Because there are two things here that we have to be mindful of that you're very tuned in and tapped into. And that is your King of Water energy, which is you understand what's necessary to make your heart happy. And you have the support of the Ten of Pentacles. So you are going to end up, whatever path you choose, if you stay open, and you allow these structures that are not working in your life to be broken down and rebuilt, you're going to end up on this path that's going to end up creating this new opportunity for you. Because you're being honest with yourself right now, Scorpio. Like, no joke, you know what you want. You know what you want. Yeah. So that's the thing with the core cards. It could be you, it could be somebody else, or it could be a situation. So, you know, apply it to whatever resonates with your particular situation. But the way I'm understanding it here, now that we pulled all those cards, is that you are the King of Water here. You are, you know, besides the fact that you're a water sign, hello, but, you know, and you guys are the card of, you are the energy of transformation, right? So this is about making it happen for you. So let's check out, we have this 8 of air. So we have 8 of air. Air are swords. So we have the 8 of swords energy. So you had the 9 of swords. And here we have the 8 of swords. Okay. So you might be dealing with an air sign, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Magician reversed. Okay. Okay. So, let's get to this. Eight of Swords. So, who's coming in with some sharp language? Okay, so in your recent past, you were dealing with a person or a situation that was a bit of a trickster energy. The Magician is in reverse, but this could just be something not happening, something not working out in the reverse. This can even be you trying very hard at something and it not working out for you. This can be somebody just making some really poor choices and poor decisions when it comes to their connection with you as well. We have the King of Cups. Another King of Cups. Now, this is in your challenge, and this further supports this. So, Scorpio, this could be, I gotta tell you, I'm just wondering if some of you aren't, that High Priestess reverse. Now the gift, I'm sorry to keep cutting myself off, but the gift does not have to be connected to the challenge, by the way. Could be two totally different energies. One could have to do with relationship, the other one with career, vice versa, or family, whatever. But we have this King of Cups energy again. And this is in your recent past. So this is you being in a space, either you feeling this way or you dealing with somebody who very much was connected to what was necessary to make your heart happy. Either you were in touch with that or somebody else was in touch with that. You were in a close connection with somebody that you really cared about, or a job that you really cared about. Okay? But then there was this Magician reverse energy. So what this tells me that they were not real. Either they weren't or you weren't. Something was not real. The situation that you got yourself into, this job that was promised to you, did not end up rolling out the way it was planned. That person that you fell in love with or that you were connected to, they ended up not being what they claimed to be. Things did not roll out the way you thought they were going to roll out. So now in your present situation, you're in self-protection mode. I don't blame you. That's 4 of Pentacles energy. You're holding on to your Pentacles, which Pentacles is not only money, it's mental, physical, and emotional connection. So it's about connection. So you're holding tight to who you connect with and who you let in right now. Right? But under that belly is this King of Pentacle energy. So this is you really very much wanting to get in touch with, you know, really make this struggle, this issue work out. The King of Pentacles energy is about having it all figured out across the board. Money's on point, they're responsible, They know what mental, physical, and emotional connection looks like. And this is you just saying, you know what? That's what I need. You're very much in this space of saying that's what I need. And I can't deal with these people who can't bring me this. Whether it's a job, whether it's a friend, whether it's an intimate partner, you just can't. But I feel like somebody is offering you, with this Knight of Pentacles energy, somebody is offering you this connection, right? But this is in your challenge. This is the challenge of this, right? Your greatest challenge within this larger challenge is dealing with this new offer coming in. So maybe you're at odds with somebody and they're giving you an olive branch and they want to work things out, but you know that it's toxic for you, but you're struggling to say no. You're struggling with the moving away from it. You're struggling with this. Is this what the Six of Swords is all about? It's moving away from a toxic situation, even if it's only mentally and even if it's only temporarily, but you're having a really hard time doing that. You know, really having a hard time. I mean, but the thing is, this is like a self-imprisonment kind of energy, right? And the outcome is the Empress reverse, which indicates that there's really, you're really not able to grow with this situation in the way that you would really like to. And this is really the crux of the problem, is that you don't see there being really healthy growth or really good movement, right? Because movement really, I mean, the Eights is about like movement and change and you know, leveling up. And the Eight of Wands energy is about passion and will and foundation and messages coming in quickly. And so for a lot of you, I do feel like that you may be in no contact with somebody and you coming to terms with the fact that this is just not going to grow. It's not going to grow. That you were involved with somebody that you thought was one way, they ended up being entirely different. And at the same time, you're not giving up though, Scorpio. I feel like you're very tuned into what you need is what in the way of connection, but you're holding close. You're in self-protection mode. You're in self-protection mode. Now, this Knight of Pentacles energy, if this is, now for some of you, you're going to resonate with that. The outcome is that you guys are in no contact and that you're recognizing no growth. For others of you, somebody could be coming back in to offer you that connection and you just saying, you know what, I identify the toxicity in this, and as hard as it is for me, I know I need to separate myself because I know there's no growth and there's no real passion here as far as this working out in the long term. And you can apply that to your job. You can apply that to even a friendship, okay? Any sort of connection, even a family member, you realizing you just need to love them from afar, you know? Sometimes we need to do that, yeah. All right. So that is what I have for you for those. Now let's pull, for those of you open to love, let's pull a love oracle. And then we'll pull a closing card of advice for all Scorpios. I'm losing my voice, I'm sorry. A lot of videos today. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Wow. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities in your life. I mean, you're in the Ten of Earth crowning, so you know something is happening here, for sure. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. Girl with the snake, empath, narcissistic paradigm, boundaries, not enough, frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues being dealt with, jealousy. Okay, so this just tells me that you were involved with somebody who, I mean, that kind of, in that challenge position, having that Magician reverse and then the King of Cups, that's a narcissistic vibe to me, you know, because how, you know, I don't like to label, but sometimes we have to look at the characteristics. There's a lot of love bombing and energy in that, you know, it's a love bombing energy. I don't like that. But that really encourages you to just let all of those negative thoughts just float away. Float away so you can embrace something new. Because you know what's up, Scorpio. You know what you need. You know what you need. And guys, remember, this is for only 1 week, right? This is, you know, it's okay if you're not going to meet, you know, the one right away. Ooh, selling out. Selling out. So this is where you need to really be asked. The advice here is you recognizing that your integrity and your inner strength are being severely tested. Like you have an opportunity to act either with fear or love. So this is you really getting in touch with where in your life are you selling out or acting out of integrity. You know, you in a job that you really hate. Are you living in a toxic environment that's like making yourself sick in the pursuit of maybe financial security? You know, this energy asks you to find the courage to stand up for your convictions and take steps towards doing what you really love. The selling out is linked to the shadow aspect of, and please don't be offended by this, but this is just the way the cards go. The prostitute archetype, which is kind of like horrible to say, but when you connect to that archetype, then you can examine your fears around survival and power and responsibility and success. Because that's what that's kind of about. You know, it's evolved into being something far darker, but that is the energy of the card. So, you know, and here on the light side, the prostitute can lead you to freedom and self-expression and choice and love, right? So it really is kind of tapping into that. And obviously this is not gender specific, and I'm not calling any of you a prostitute, but it is that mindset, right? That is, it's the archetype of the thought process of somebody who puts themselves in that situation. And we don't actually even need to be in any of those situations by far in order to adapt that kind of selling out, almost like entrapment mindset, you know, and forgive yourself if you're doing this, but this is the advice here that came up is really look at any area in your life where you feel like you're doing that, where you're doing things for maybe not the best reasons, and really getting in touch with that, you know, and figuring that out. So I do like that. Okay, Scorpio, that is what I have for you for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.